Unbelievable! That is a dream goal!
They found it! They finally found the goal they were looking for!
What a finish that is! Do not scratch your eyes! This is really happening! Hello everyone, welcome to the Game and Frame live stream. I'm Josh Pratt with Joshua Jokwu on camera. After 3 months of snow and cold, soccer is back. We're at Queen's College today as the 25-26 APSL season resumes. This afternoon, it's the Metro defending champions, the Pancyprian Freedoms, hosting New York International, who were promoted from the Metropolitan Soccer League last summer. And as we have a look at the table, at this midway point through the season, the Pancyprians have dipped into the transfer market this winter to revitalise their squad after a stop and start fall has left them languishing in fourth and off the pace of the Greek Americans at the top. Should also note Lansdowne Yonkers with about 10 minutes left are leading Nyack comfortably 5-1, so they actually will be on 26 points it looks like by the time this game kicks off. But for both the Pancyprians and Lansdowne, it's certainly a long shot to chase after the Greeks now. Even if they win their remaining games, they would need the thus far unbeaten Greeks to drop 9 points. But the league title is not where the season ends. Coach Joe Holland has made clear his eyes are on the playoffs. The one trophy to have eluded the Pancyprians' bulging cabinet is an APSL national title. And the Pancyprians have made 12 signings this summer, and they've certainly relayed ambition. 6 of the newcomers are in the squad today: Jack Stainrod, Man Sabo, Pablo Tenario, John Varela, Connor Kelly and Braden Brown. It's a list full of internationals and professional and academy level experience from Europe. And all these players are fresh off of college careers. Stainrod, Sabo and Brown in particular might be the boost the Pancyprians need to a front line that struggled to find goals, with the exception of James Cristino. Also notably back with the squad is Gonzalo Gil Di Pareja, who featured briefly last season for the Pancyprians but struggled a lot with injury in 2025. He's just finished his college career, and very good player hailing from Valencia, and most memorably last season for the Pancyprians scored a late winner against Lansdowne in the Amateur Cup. The Pancyprians guest today, New York International, are sitting comfortably in mid-table, 7 points clear of the relegation zone. Their position mostly owes to the very positive start they made to the season, winning their first 3 games. Life has been more challenging since then. They've taken just 4 points in the last 8 league games. You certainly can't say alarm bells need to be ringing for New York International, but they are going to have to regain their form at some point, or else relegation could start to become a growing threat. The last 2 seasons, the threshold for survival has been 20 points. Any points for the Lions today, they'll take as a bonus against the Pancyprians. Their eyes will be set on crucial games against the bottom 2 later in the month. But all that being said, International did give the Pancyprians a tricky ride in the October meeting between the clubs. It was 1-1 until about the hour mark, and Hugo Howard got a red card, which shifted things decisively in the Pancyprians' favour. Well guys, don't go anywhere. We will be back shortly with the kickoff between the Pancyprian Freedoms and New York International. Unbelievable! That is a dream goal!
They found it!
Hello everyone, welcome back to Queen's College. Both our teams lined up, Pancyprian's in the blue and New York International in the white. I do apologise if I've struggled a little bit with the New York International identification early on. They're wearing gold numbers on white shirts, and with this bright sun today, it's a little tricky to see the numbers on those white shirts, but we'll do our absolute best. Don't want to complain about this bright sun after the winter we've had though. As after this long winter, APSL is finally able to resume. And the Pancyprians looking to get their season back on track. They've lost 3 games already in the league, more than they've lost in any season since their 21-22 campaign. But still, even if perhaps the league title is going to be a stretch for them to get in regular season, the playoffs and the national championship is very much on the radar. Well, for the Pancyprians, the starting 11 we're expecting is Josh Levine in goal, Jens Hoffa and Thomas Gray. Regulars in the Pancyprians back line will be in front of him. Stephen O'Connell at left back, Sean Towie at right back, and Richard Cederberg in the defensive midfield. So very familiar back 6, you could say. Jordan Balon, the linchpin of the Pancyprians midfield, will be in the number 10 and wearing the captain's armband. Christopher Bermudez returns to the Pancyprian squad. He's featured a little bit in full. He'll be alongside Balon in that midfield 3. James Tristino, the Pancyprian's top scorer the last 2 seasons and once again leading the tally with 9 goals in the league, will be on the right wing. Gonzalo Gildi Pereira on the left wing, and Jack Steinrod at centre forwards. And what a signing he might turn out to be. I saw him with the Rough Riders in the summer in USL 2. He was the 3rd top scorer nationally, scored 10 goals in 12 games. Impeccable instincts, and as you'll see, he's a physical player too. 6'2", very pacey. You could say the Haaland build. And scored plenty of goals in his college career as well. He just finished up at LIU. He also played at Dalton. Scored nearly 30 goals across his college career. And it will be Steinrod who kicks us off it. Referee just doing his final checks. And we're still just having a bit of a delay here. You know what it is? It's the goal. Jadir Gilden's goal is just needing a bit of attention from the linesman. I think there might be a hole in the net, and goes without saying everyone is on high alert for any holes this season after a particular incident in full. Does just get a chance to look at how New York International line up, so I'll just try and get my bearings with that. It is a very short-handed international squad today. Looks like just 1 sub on the bench. Still just getting that net behind the goal fixed up. Whilst we have this delay, guys, let me remind you today's broadcast is sponsored by Ambro. You can head to ambroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Ambro, designed and worn by you. They've got a great tool on the website for that free design. And also coming up later today on Game and Frame, we're going to have more APSL Metro action. Hoboken against CPR at 4 p.m. Very relevant for both teams today at either end of the table. Hoboken and Pancyprian neck and neck. They had a rematch there meant to play in February, excuse me, which was called off due to the snow. That was a leftover from fall. And the Pancyprians are playing them not too far away in this spring. Whilst between the rescheduled game and the spring one, they may be playing Hoboken back to back, and Hoboken certainly been in their strongest iteration yet this season. We're going to have much more APSL action next week's one, the Metro Division. Pancyprian Freedom's hosting Vistula on Saturday night, and Leros against Hoboken. What a cracker that will be. Live at 6 p.m. on Susan. Of course, lots more action this weekend again. You can see the full schedule on our Instagram as we are finally ready to kick off here. And Jack Stainrod restarts the season. The sun is out, beaming down on a picturesque day at Queen's College. Everyone, I think, is just so happy to be back out after the long winter. But there is plenty of business to be taken care of in the second half of the APSL season. The Pancyprians hoping to close the gap with the Greeks, but even if that is beyond them, they need to secure a spot in the playoffs and chase that APSL national title that has eluded them for 5 years. Thomas Gray, and it's new signing leading the line for New York International, Christoph Kurtner, excuse me. It's driven up down the channel towards Jack Stainrod. Wasn't able to hold it. Thief closed down, and it's well worked out by International. Heavy pressure in the middle. Here's a free kick for International. Olowin, very tricky customer. Did well to keep that in. Here's Cohen, another new signing for International. So a Thief, Olowin, there we go, his first jink, and O'Connell, physical, hauling him down there. And the referee is going to give him a little early warning, probably warranted. Looks like Frank Busso is another addition. The squad is going to be starting in the number 10 position. Good ball up to Busso, but he turned into O'Connell. Gil Di Pareja is a technical wizard. If he can stay fit this spring, it could be a significant extra tooth in the Pancyprian front line, which did struggle more than they have in any other season to find the goals. All 5 of their defeats in full across all competitions, they failed to score. Compare that with the previous league season, where they scored in every one of their 22 games. Cederberg. O'Connell. Di Pareja. Great. Towie down the channel. Christopher Bermudez. Forced Towie back with the pass. Bermudez. Jens Hoff, the hulking Norwegian, sends in a decent ball towards Stainrod, well dealt with in the middle by Cohen, and he clears it again, falls to the feet of Balon. Good tackle by Busso. Di Pareja. Ranging ball by Gray. Tristina couldn't bring it down on the first bounce, but just about able to keep it in. Eric Taneda stacked him closely. So the Fife, I think, should get the throw in there, and the referee saw it that way, took a slight touch off of the Pancyprians. So the Fife. Cohen. Busso. Interesting that Pancyprian is not choosing to play particularly high press on International when they have possession. John Stevens, this will do International some good early on, just to have a bit of settled possession. Sane. Afif, who's a very experienced head in the midfield for International. Malloy. Busso lost it. Di Pereira. Cederberg able to keep it. Bermudez drives it towards James Tristino. Flag stays down. Tristino towards the far post. Steinrod! Well, that's a glaring miss from the Englishman who's been brought in to augment the Pancyprians' goals. Had not the best of finishes. Did well to find himself half yard at the back post though, and Tristino expertly picking him out. First warning shot by either side. Should have been a goal. Loose by Ridwan Alowin. Bailon drills it towards Tristino. Lovely ball. Tristino, not the easiest to bring down under the pressure from Sane. That looked like it should have been a foul on Yusuf Afif, perhaps. Referee judging not enough contact. Cederberg. Jens Hoff. And he overran that. Throw in for International. Afif. So back from Sane. Bailon on the back of his opposite captain, and it'll be a throw right by the corner flag for the Pancyprians. Held back to Sean Towie. Bailon fires it in. Cleared out for the first corner by John Stevens. Going to be an in-swinger by Bermudez towards the 6-yard box. And Hoff on the second, and finished by Jack Steinrod. No mistakes that time. Jens Hoff bullying his way onto that ball at the far post, driving it back in, and Steinrod feet away from the goal line, just had to redirect it anywhere. And the Sheffield boy gets his tally underway. I doubt it will be his last. Nine minutes gone here. Pancyprian Freedoms 1. New York International 0. Just the start of the Pancyprians would have wanted 2 golden chances for Steinrod in the space of 3 or 4 minutes, and the second one he tucked home. There's a big physicality to this Pancyprians team as well, obviously with the centre backs. It's Hoff and Gray, O'Connell as well, a monster. Cederberg's a big fella, and Steinrod adds further height for the set pieces. That's a decent ball though, looking for Cutter. Not the easiest angle. Went with the outside of his right foot, just wonder if he might have been better lacing that with the left. He's a physical presence as well, Christoph Cutter. Cederberg. Bermudez. Cederberg. Searching towards Tristino, cut out well by Sasane. And Teneda. Composed gives it back to Stevens. Judea Gilden, another very experienced player at this level. In between the sticks for international, nothing he could have done about that goal. Busso turns well. Malloy. Cut up. Back to Malloy. One too many intricate touches. Here's Jordan Bailon. Bermudez. I think an area that the Pancyprians struggled in full was in the midfield. Didn't have the same sort of creativity. Of course, replacing the loss of Luis Argudo and Fatazada, who were really the heart of the team alongside Jordan Bailon in the midfield. And it didn't click there, but Coach Holmes made some significant changes, and already things are flowing better between the midfield trio. Bermudez, very creative player. And Bailon a bit more licence to rove forwards with Cederberg in the number 6. Cederberg. Great. Thief got a slight touch on it. Still in the Pancyprians' possession. Cederberg spraying it out to Bailon. Oh, it's just a little bit too much for Jordan Bailon there. Busso. De Pereira aggressive on it, looks towards Tristino. The pass was perhaps there, but overcooked it. Actually, looks like he got a touch off of a New York International player. Not sure there's an all-critical little deflection, but more set-piece defending here for New York International. Bermudez again to serve it up. Tristino wasn't far away from it. Commanding header out, I think, by Cohen. Comes back towards Bermudez, and the flag will go up. So for Afif. Teneda. Malloy dinks it back in the direction of Nutter, and Afif. As Towie threw himself in bravely. Again, the Pancyprians not being aggressive with the press. Busso helps around the corner. Afif tried to feed it into Cutter. And Cutter very aggressive with this press, and it was a hair-racing pull by Thomas Gray. It's been won back by Olowin. Cohen dinks it in. Headed clear by Cederberg. It's had Afif. Stevens will reset it back to Gilden. Malloy. Tristino. Interception. Sané. Stevens. I think Nutter was the, or Katsiv, excuse me, was the intended target. Great. O'Connell. Driven out by Gray towards Baylon. 1-1 with Olowin. Fizzes it in. Cohen got the first touch on it. Comes back to Ricky Cederberg. Floats it out to Bermudez. Towie. Forces the tackle from Teneda, and it's a third corner kick on that far side for the Pancyprians. They're getting lots of joy in wide areas early on. Once again, New York International to be tested with the corner towards the front post. Gilden got an important punch on it. Gilda Pereira. Baylon. Well closed down by Sané. So with the standings as they are, again, very early in the afternoon and lots of games still to be played in the Metro Conference. Greek American sitting top on 31. Lansdowne, who I haven't checked their final score, but they won 5-1 up with 10 minutes left against Nike, so I have to presume they won that. So they're on 26 right now, having played 12. So game in hand, the Greeks have on Lansdowne. Pancyprians on 21. They can close the gap back to 2 points with Lansdowne with a game in hand as well. Olowin. Can sometimes overplay a little bit, Olowin, and he's drilled himself literally into the corner. Taken quickly, the throw in. Cederberg. Great. To Pereira. Searching for Steinrod, I think. Didn't pay off. Olowin fires it in to Cutnut. O'Connell timing his tackle well. Sané. Malloy. Salafif. John Stevens. Just approaching the 20-minute mark here. Steinrod giving the Pancyprians the lead. Jordan Balon. Great. Cederberg. Go to Pereira. Cederberg escapes Malloy. He's broken the midfield line. He finds James Tristino. Go to Pereira. Tried to thread his way between two white shirts. Lost it and then brought it down. Malloy. And guys, a reminder, today's broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your team kit for free now. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. A big thank you to them for being the presenting partner of Game of Frame in the 25-26 season. Cutting up, touches it on. Here's Yusuf Afif and Ridwan Olowin. It was a chance. He took it first time across his body. Not the easiest to execute, and he did end up just cutting across the strike, but in a very good position, and it was a well-measured attack by International. Should also note, as well as that, Pancyprians at times struggled to score in full. Their defensive record was far weaker. They kept 11 clean sheets in the 24-25 season. But they've conceded so many times in this campaign in the league. Only, well, actually not a single clean sheet. Sorry, kept in the league thus far for the Pancyprians, which is, except for against CPR on the 21st, so just one clean sheet, which is an extraordinary stat. Perhaps a little bit concerning how easily New York International cut through their lines. Towie. Cederberg. Fires it across to Pereira. Olowin. Drop back. Busso. Malloy. Cutting up. This is watched closely by Jens Hoff. That's really loose there by Cohen. May prove costly. Goes to Pereira. Didn't make the most of that opportunity, but then it's a slip up again by Teneda. Here's James Tristino onto his left foot. Teneda making amends quickly with the block. Bermudez didn't hear the man on shout. It will fall to Tristino, goes down, and the referee is going to give the Pancyprians a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Looked a little bit soft, perhaps enough contact in there. Well, one of the Pancyprians love to have their head coach, Joe Holland, on the field right now. This is exactly his sort of range, but they're going to have to settle for a choice of Balon and Gonzalo Gil de Pereira. Or excuse me, actually it looks like it's Chris Bermudez who's going to shape up with his left foot. He served up some good deliveries on the corners. 4 in Gilden's wall. Bermudez, low, I think it took a deflection, and it's 2 for the Pancyprians. Gilden totally wrong-footed. I think it's just broken right through the wall. They have to watch it back again, but a bizarre sort of goal. I can only assume, given the way Gilden had dived and then it going through the right down the middle of the goal, that it clipped off the wall. They all count in the end. Bermudez with his first goal of the season. And it's a commanding lead for the Pancyprians. 25 minutes in here. Sané. No, brought down by Jens Hoff, who was a little heavy on his back. User for FIFA will take this corner as we've got a car alarm going off in the background. Sané instead with his left foot. A flick by Bermudez. So De Pereira composed, looking for his option. Hoff. Towie. Hoff again. O'Connell drives it down the channel. Balon ranging forwards. And he did look so far behind the lines, hard to imagine he was onside. I'm noticing that Balon is making a lot more advanced runs than perhaps what we've seen before off the ball. Again, I think with Cederberg in the number 6, he's got that license to be a bit more free-ranging, and he's a great athlete as well as a player. Balon truly is a box-to-box midfielder. Here's Malloy, and just one pass away from slipping in Olowin, who had some space to himself there. Here comes Jack Steinrod instead of the other end. He finds O'Connell, and he totally scuffed the shot there, Stephen O'Connell. I think there's no doubt from a New York international perspective, they cannot concede the next goal. 3, surely going to be unassailable, particularly with the shallow bench they have today. Giorgio Pereira. Tristino, and Di Pereira's been given also a licence clearly to roam around the field. O'Connell. Great. Gray once more. Bermudez pinged it into Cederberg, and his touch was heavy. Busso. The pass down the channel to Kuttner, intercepted, but Kuttner will retrieve in a wider position, setting the scissors down to the byline, sets it back, and Levine positioned at the front post to gather. Hasn't seen too much of the ball, Kuttner, so far, but when he has, he's looked bright. Di Pereira. Bermudez. Steinrod. Di Pereira. Cuts onto his right. Di Pereira still with it. Just out enough white shirts to stop him from shooting, and then it's a really poor cross in by Bermudez. Sane. Youssef Afif. Sane again. Cutting a drop back, almost taking the ball off of Sane's toe. Didn't work out initially, but Sane's back with it again. Youssef Afif. Took too long on it. One back by Jens Hoff, Tristino. And Jack Steinrod. Stevens with him. Balon galloping up down the middle. Steinrod. And Bermudez. Team effort, and Cohen with the block in any case. Busso holding up, and Malloy. Salafif. Olowin. Somehow Afif managing to squeeze it back to Olowin. Malloy. Oh, that's really poor. Akers for Tristino on the right side, but it's a poor pass. And Tristino throws up his hand in frustration. Salafif up to Malloy, and Malloy again loose. He's struggling a little bit in the middle at the moment. Sean Malloy. The corner. Bermudez. Also, interesting factor in. I think a lot of these teams have not been able to train that much, maybe until the last week or so, just again with so much snow being on the fields, maybe some indoor stuff, but I think we are seeing a bit of rust from all players as well, and that would be partly why. Towie surging down the right. Here's another corner on that side for the Pancyprians. I think it's number 5 now. Bermudez once again the man to deliver. Swings towards the 6-yard box, and Cederberg got good contact on it but couldn't get the redirection. There is overall such a big height advantage for the Pancyprians in that penalty area, and Bermudez sensing that, just almost floating the ball in. Sane. Malloy dispossessed in the middle again, and he's very nearly played Cohen into trouble there, and he has. It's going to be a free kick. Cohen had to throw in his foot. A little further out than the free kick that Bermudez scored. Jack Steinrod will take this, interestingly enough. You're usually expecting to be a target. I just wonder if he's going to shoot this. No, but he's going to float it in, and that was about a foot ahead of Jota Pereira, who had managed to escape all of his markers. Cutting up. Smothered by a combination of Balon and Cederberg. Balon. Tristino. Still with it, James Tristino. Teneda stuck to him closely. Sadafif. Nice cutting up. Thomas Gray all over him. Doja Pereira. Bermudez. Tristino. Sané blocking it at the top of the penalty area. Pancyprian are really pressing, cutting it high every time he gets the ball at the moment. Here's Jens Hoff. Rides a tackle, Balon. Bermudez. Tristino, two options in the middle. Too close into Jadir Gilden with a safe pair of hands. Here's Sean Malloy. Yusuf Afif. Dancing feet. Malloy. It's a good ball by Malloy, just settling himself down a little bit after a difficult few minutes in the centre of the park. Sadafif. Reverse ball not paying off. Cederberg. He's found James Tristino. He's got Steinrod in the middle. Tristino goes for himself and nearly squeezed it past Jadir Gilden. Got a foot on that, the goalkeeper. And he was a very relieved man to see it go just outside the post. Not sure if he's expecting the strike there. I wasn't. I thought from that narrow angle, Tristino would surely look for Steinrod or try and take it further inside, but nearly caught the goalkeeper unawares. And once again on that far side, it's Chris Bermudez with the corner. Towards the front post this time. Sané going up with Tristino. Balon. Cohen able to clear the lines temporarily. O'Connell. Towie. Driven out to Jordan Balon. Floats it towards Tristino. May even been searching further afield to Bermudez. Didn't pay off either way. But here is Christopher Bermudez. That will be a Stonewall free kick. Not too much doubt about that. Should say that New York International have only failed to score twice this season in the league. That's in 11 games. And they have had glimpses of goal. Olwyn with the best chance. But Cutner also with a decent half one. Joda Pereira, well tackled by Olwyn. Busso. International not able to retain possession for long. That looked like it had bounced off of Bermudez's hand and the referee was well positioned. Guys, reminder, stay tuned to Game and Frame. More APSL Metro action on its way. Got Hoboken against Central Park Rangers at 4 p.m. today, and then the next weekend Pancyprian against Vistula and Leros against Hoboken. That should be an absolute cracker, Leros against Hoboken. That'll be live from Susa at 6 p.m. As here comes International, there's a gap in the middle, and if that final pass was a little better by Yusuf Afif. Busso was all by himself, 8 yards out. They'll just have to settle for a corner of the lines. Yusuf Afif on set piece duty. International's first corner of the game towards the front post, headed clear, simply enough, by Hoff. Afif will get another chance here. Malloy whips it in. That's a good ball in. For a second I thought so. Slightly too high, but the angle was right, the pace was right. And Sané was in the gap alongside his centre-back partner, Stevens. Driven forwards by Gray. It's Jordan Baylon who took it first time. Probably the right decision. Set up decently. Straight into the hands of Gilden. Olowin. New York International giving it away too cheaply on too many occasions. It's Baylon again on this left side. Floats it across. Steinrod! 3. And that might be the nail in the coffin before the half-time whistle for the Pancyprians. Jack Steinrod immediately proving his worth. 2 goals in this first half, both more to do with his positioning, his predator's instincts, than necessarily the final product. Simple enough finishes for a player of his standards, but he has got himself in the right place at the right time once again. There's a beautifully whipped in ball by Baylon to serve him up. Hard to see a way back for International now, even with over half the game to play. This contest has taken a very different complexion compared to when the two sides met in full. It really was tight back and forth until about the 55th minute when Hugo Howard was sent off for International. But this is starting to look in danger of running away from International, driven up towards Gil de Pereira, and of course it's perhaps going to only get harder as the minutes tick on. International only with Alex Teodorescu on the bench. Crossfield ball towards Olowin, who is going to chase after that. Corner kick. Perhaps I spoke too early. New York International can find themselves a goal before the half-time whistle. They'll give themselves something to chase in the second period. Joe Holland is going to have plenty of subs to throw in for the Pancyprians in the second period, though. Is Sané or Olowin even back to Afif, dinks it towards the far post. Olowin, or Sané even, excuse me, was there back there. Not a great throw out by Josh Levine, and Malloy will sweep it back up. Is that Afif? Sané. Yusuf Afif, trying to thread it through the middle. Intercepted, and a lovely turn by Baylon. Baylon sweeps it towards Tristino. He's onside. Tenada recovered. Malloy. Tenada. Olowin. Down the channel. Gray reading the danger well. And Levine clearing the lines only as far as Olowin, who then slipped. Looked like that came off of his hand. And then there was a loose touch by Olowin, and in the 50-50 him and Gil de Pereira had it coming together. Sarafif. No, isolated, did well to keep it. Olowin. Cederberg. O'Connell. Hoff. Tristino, that's a really good ball by Tristino. Bailon and Steinrod. And it's a debut hat-trick for Jack Steinrod in the first half. Sweeping attack by the Pancyprians. Started really by Tristino with the lovely first-time ball around the corner. Waited to perfection. Bailon timed his run well. And once again, serves Steinrod his dinner on a platter. 4-0 as the half-time whistle goes to the Pancyprians, who are almost certainly jumping up into third place, at least for now. Of course, Hoboken will get a chance to respond. But so far, the new signings seem to have had the desired effect. Bermudez on the score sheet, Steinrod with 3. And there's still more to come on in the second period. Don't go near, guys. We'll be back shortly with the second half.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish, flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards so I know that they're together and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential. Hello everyone, welcome back to Queen's College. New York International unchanged going into the second half. It's going to be perhaps a long 45 minutes for them. Last two goals shortly before the interval, really a kicker. The Pancyprians have made some changes. Jack Steinrod, who completed his hat-trick, debut hat-trick with the final kick of the first half, has been withdrawn. And it's Man Sabo, former professional Swedish player, who's on in his stead. Looks like the side is unchanged other than that for the Pancyprians. Sabo's professional career, including a stint in the top division of Sweden with IF Gothenburg, scored a goal as well in that top division, and a fair bit in the low divisions as well before he came over to play college here in America. Went to Seton Hall, and I think played maybe a little bit deeper at times. Played 57 with 4 goals and 2 assists. Another very physically imposing player at 6'2". Held in, headed out by Gray. Balon back to Towie, then pinged that off of the back of Busso. Maybe fortuitous, excuse me, for New York International, but kind of couldn't redirect it back in. Commanding header by Stevens. Josh Levine, and Joe Holland has the rest of his bench warming up actively. Hoff. Slightly too high for Sabo. Busso doubled up on, and there's a hand in the back by O'Connell. Sane. Pancyprians have the worst goal difference by some margin compared to the other top 4, at least starting today. They're on 13, the Greeks starting today on 26. Lansdowne on 19, which of course has increased further after beating Nyack. And Hoboken on 21, Pancyprians just on 13. Could be a good opportunity for them to run it up a bit, but we'll see. New York International are going to have to show their mettle, playing for pride now in this second half. To the Pereira. Towie. To Pereira. Hoff. Surging forwards. Just looking to cut it through to Balon. Sané got a touch on it. Tristino tussling with Teneda. And right in front of the linesman. They both went down, flag stays down. Sadafif. Olowin. Still giving it chase there, Olowin. Trying to force Corner kick. Gray able to shepherd it out. A reminder, guys, we're going to have Hoboken against Central Park Rangers later this afternoon. That's going to be a 4 p.m. kickoff, and then next weekend we've got the Pancyprians against Vistula and Leros against Hoboken. All that exclusively on Game of Frame YouTube, and actually I think we're going to have one more APSL Metro game too, which we haven't listed yet. But yeah, we're going to have Zoom Snyder next weekend as well against Nyack at 7:30 p.m. Really important match that in the relegation battle. Those two both stranded in the bottom two. Look at that burst of pace by Towie, shepherds it out. Jordan Bailon. Towie. I can't even, excuse me, gives it to Bailon down the channel. Sabo. Sané commanding the situation well at the back for International. Malloy. Olwyn. Malloy. Yusuf Afif. Into his brother Sad Afif. Back to Yusuf. Teneda's got some space on the left side. One on with Towie. Brings on to his right foot. Was looking for that far post. Ended up being well wide. Got some decent purchase on the strike. More changes look to be imminent for Joe Holland. Looks like actually 4 players stripped down. Devin Hinu to be introduced shortly. Baylor continuing to be given that license to move into very forced positions, often further forwards than their centre forwards. When the Pancyprians have possession, he's playing off the last man. Hoff. Sabo back to Hoff. On the right pass, and Teneda clever with his movement. Malloy helps it on to Yusuf Afif. New York International giving them plenty of credit. They're still playing with positivity even with this difficult situation. Sent across the 6-yard box. Cleared out by Gray, and it's Busso's going to try and win it back, and he just lost his footing and balance as he pulled the trigger. Looks like our final tally is actually going to be 6 substitutions for the Pancyprians. Sabo lost his footing. Yusuf Afif not able to escape from Towie. It's looking fit, Towie, coming out of the winter break. Good burst of pace on him. He's been streaking up and down the touchline throughout the 55 or so minutes we've had thus far. Bermudez. Bailon draws it towards Tristino, who's got inside of Teneda with a lovely touch. But fair play to Teneda with that recovery, and he'll win the free kick there too. And here comes the substitutions. Now spare me a thought as I try and get my bearing with these 6 substitutions. Not sure if I've ever seen a 6 substitution in my life, honestly. Maybe in the Sven-Goran Eriksson days with England, in the friendlies. So Devin Heaney has come on at left back. I think it's Alex Pallas who's come on the right flank. He's another returner for the Pancyprians. There's Pallas on that right flank. Another of the new signings, Pablo Tenorio, will be on in the number 10 position. As Devin Heaney boots that out into the car park. Tenorio, Spaniard, a couple of Spanish players in the squad. John Varela has come on at centre back. He'll play alongside Thomas Gray. So this game really turning into an opportunity now for Coach Ron to really get a good look at the many new additions to the squad. Connor Kelly also on in the centre midfield. Gilden very composed. And I think it's Braden Brown, the final sub, who is on the far side, on the left wing for the Pancyprians. Here's Sabo. Tenorio. Varela. Heaney. Braden Brown, who's a Long Island local, helping onto his overlapping man, and it's towards that far post. Pallas couldn't hook a foot onto it. I think it was Heaney with the delivery, wickedly whipped in. Not easy for Pallas, to be fair, coming behind him. But Braden Brown just finishing his freshman year at Queen's College and had an impressive one, 13 goals in 20 games, also 4 goals. Connor Kelly, New Jersey native, played 60 games at Duke and 15 at North Carolina State, getting 8 goals between that. Headed back by Gray to Levine, and Tenorio, hailing from Madrid, Spain. He was at Post University, just finished up there. 73 appearances with 11 goals and 13 assists. And Varela, another Spaniard, just finished a redshirt season at Fordham and was at Evandale before where he made 40 appearances. So it is a winter transfer market full of, on paper, very adept players. That could well help the Pancyprians in their ambition to claim a first ever APSL national title, but it's a long, long road to that. Cedarburg. Pallas does well to just keep that in. Tenorio, Pallas. Sabo. Cedarburg. Whips it out to Devon Hinu. Kelly. Tenorio, look for the give and go. With Alex Pallas, the return not quite there. Teneda able to wriggle away from Tenorio. Sadafif. Malloy. Lost his footing as he tried to thread it to Olowin. Well, I think overall International will be happy with how these first 15 minutes of the second half have gone. They've certainly stabilised after a difficult period right before the half-time whistle saw them concede 2 in quick succession. No real clear chance for the Pancyprians in the second half. Teneda. Afif. Cohen. Olowin. To Cohen. But obviously a big test for International as we move into the final stage of the game will be how the stamina is. That's a well visualised ball by Sané, slightly too much on it, but the angle and gap was there. Teneda. Cutting up. Goes for it at the near post and Levine had to be alert. Swung in by Afif. Towering header by Thomas Grape. Alex Pallas. Tried to thread it to Braden Brown, couldn't find him. Button up, lovely footwork. Shot cannoned off of Gray. Here's Sean Malloy. And he has a swing at it. And Josh Levine happy to let that flash past his post. Dinked over the top by Hinu and Braden Brown's in behind. Lost control of it as it bounced up. It'll be a throw in into the still enormous snow pile. The ball is gone. Tenorio hacked down quite clumsily by Olowin, who's going to get a warning. It has been over a well-tempered match. Coach Christian is going to make his first and only change he can make today. It's Cutno, who showed moments of promise when he did get some service. Who's withdrawn, and Alexandru, excuse me, Taylor Rescue, who has replaced him. Pallas will swing this in towards the far post. Braden Brown close to it. Goal-mouth scramble. And somehow or other that hasn't hit the back of the net. It was Sabo with the final shot. Took a deflection off a white shirt. A critical one. Hinu will send the left foot in swinger towards the near post. Taneda able to clear that easily enough. And Thomas Gray came over the back of Yusuf Afif. Cohen. Olowin. Busso. Losing out to Hinu. Cedarbug. Palace on his bike. Cedarbug searching for him, gilding off his line well. Good decision by the keeper. Afif keeps it in. Taneda just about able to keep possession. Yusuf Afif. Watch carefully by Varela. Braden Brown. Towie. Cedarbug. Tenorio. Varela finds Palace and the flag stays down. Along with Taneda, and Palace went for the shot himself. Didn't get good power on it. Sadafif. Olowin. Afif again. Floating it towards Taylor rescue. Afif on his own at the far post, but a good recovery by Thomas Gray to cut it out. Here's Afif towards the penalty spot, headed out by Tenorio. And Braden Brown's going to look to start the counter-attack here, and he may have escaped Sané, but his last touch too heavy. Sané. Olowin. Afif. Taneda. Malloy off with that pass. Tenorio down the channel. And Sabo. Unable to thread it through, and then it came off of the referee. I think he's going to return this to the international as a drop ball. It hasn't had a lot of action this second half, and obviously not much tension with the scoreline, what it was as it kicked off, but lots of credit to International for the way they've conducted themselves in the second half. They continue to fight and have certainly made themselves a bit more compact defensively. Particularly impressive given that they just have the one sub. See how they fare in these last 20 minutes. Braden Brown. Skips past two tackles. There's a little tug of his shirt. Play continues. It's Alex Palace who was marginally offside. I think he had just gone slightly early. Afif. Olowin. Sadafif searching for the space in behind Hinu. Hooking it out really nicely to Tenorio. Sabo stepping on the ball. Looks like he might just be shaking off a little bit of rust. And Sabo. Sane. Taneda. Sane held it for a little too long. And Sabo is going to look to punish him. Sane throwing himself in, didn't get the ball. Sabo comes on the edge, and Alex Pallas perhaps hesitated a fraction too long. He got closed down and his shot took a deflection, which reduced the pace. Easy for Gildan. Well, he's still down, Pallas. Must have got a knock on the ankle, I think. New York International are going to continue playing as they're entitled to. The referee finally will blow up. That's like a knock that Pallas will be able to walk off. Malloy. Busso nearly turned Varela there. Late recovery from the centre back. And then Gray's made a mess of it. Ted rescue. Forced away from the goal. And then I think Ted rescue thought a run was coming from Yusuf Afif. That wasn't. Hinu down the channel. Braden Brown's got Akers here. He can drive at Cohen. Instead releases to Seibu. Stevens with him. Seibu finds Alex Pallas, who likes to hit them. Shaping up for a second there. Instead it goes to Braden Brown. And it's Kelly. He's going to float it towards the far post. Cross slightly misdirected. And it was out before Seibu could connect. Best combination we've seen so far from the 7 new subs that have come on. And I don't think the Pancyprians really train. And so for all of these new signings, this is a brand new experience playing together. It's only the back line that has familiar names for the Pancyprians pretty much across it, with the exception of Varela. Like a little push in the back of Busso, and the referee, after some delay, awards the free kick to International. Guys, a reminder, today's broadcast is sponsored by Umbro. You can head to umbroteam.com to start designing your kit for free for your team. Produced by Umbro, designed and worn by you. Big thank you to Umbro for sponsoring Game of Frame of the 25-26 season. Taneda. Gets back from Sane. Hinu. They miss it. Communication from the Pancyprians. Afif. Sad Afif couldn't find Yusuf Afif. Cedarberg. Kelly. Tenorio. Cedarberg. Connor Kelly. Braden Brown. Tenorio. Palace will find Brown. The cross well overcooked. He was able to keep it in, and it will be a throw-in for the Pancyprians right by the corner flag. Well kept alive by Devon Hinu. Sabu turning into trouble. Malloy. Josh Levine well positioned off his line to sweep that up. Sweeper keeper. Cedarberg. Tenorio. Sané with a good rise to get the initial interception, and then good strength after to retain it for international. That looked like a free kick to me. Towie coming in quite heavy on the back of Afif after the ball had already gone. Here's Sad Afif. Taylor rescue. Too many blue shirts around him to escape. Cedarberg. Kelly. Man Sabo. Tenorio. Palace. Pancyprians have looked a little lacking in quality in the final third in the second half. Final balls haven't been what they need to be, and have not been particularly good at taking on their defenders in the 1v1 situations either, compared to a pretty ruthless attacking display in that first half. 3 goals for Steinrod, 2 of them on the back are really super assists, and also Bermuda's free kick as well. Yeah, that got a big hand from a deflection. Kelly. Palace. Cedarberg. Tenorio. Still with it. Tenorio. Final pass cut out. Afif. Turning it into Sané, who does well. Kelly. Great. Palace. Gilden came off his line and a little fortuitous with that clearance. Sliced it quite badly. And Olowin, perhaps the heavy legs just starting to show. A reminder, guys, we're going to have Hoboken against CPR after this match, 4 p.m, coming to you live from Laurel Hill Park. Hoboken in the thick of the top 4 after a very strong full season, or first half of the season, I should say. Here's Man Sabo, Cedarberg. Whipped in by Hinu. Stevens doing enough to clear. Kelly. Lovely delicate touch. Seibu lofting up towards the far post. Palace sets it back. And the referee judging. There was a push by Alex Palace. Of course, we've got a lot of Metropolitan Soccer League action as well coming up today. You can see our full list on our Instagram, but also our YouTube channel. Expecting to stream once again 400 plus games this year. We did 430 last year, as it's lost, and it's Connor Kelly, loose touch, but 430 games last year is what we streamed. All of those with commentary, all entirely free for everyone to watch, and it's a huge growth in our audience that we are really excited to see just how much soccer continues to grow in the northeast, with the clubs continue to get stronger, the leagues, and our part as a broadcaster, we're going to continue giving you the platform that you deserve. Hinu's going to try and force a corner, didn't get it. Cohen has gone to the ground on the far side for an international. Didn't see any contact there. I'm not sure what happened, if he just stepped badly. There's no substitutes for international at this point. So if he can't get up and continue, I'll be down to 10 men for the final 10 or so minutes. But they staunched the flow international. It looked like it could get really ugly when the Pancyprians pulled 4-0 ahead with two goals late in the first half. But they've done themselves proud, the Lions, and stabilised things and kept competing. After a very good first half of the Pancyprians, to wonder if John would have hoped for a little bit more from his team and substitutes in the second half. Been a little lack of sharpness, but again, you can partly attribute that to so many new players trying to gel very quickly. Cohen's back on his feet, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to continue. Yeah, I think that's it for Cohen. So international are going to be down to 10 men with the lack of a sub. Taneda. Stevens. After Busso, lovely footwork by him. Slots it to Sadafif. Taylor rescue. Cut out by Thomas Gray, who's been excellent this afternoon. Feeds it up to Braden Brown. Lots of blue shirts with him. Onto his right foot. And Alex Pallas off his own man. And Man Sabo with a horrendous finish. And I think he was actually onside as well. That's almost gone out for a throw-in. by Seibu, who will not want to watch that one back. That finish was the comical end of a comical few bounces of the ball. Palace cannoned it off of, I think, Kelly, and then it came off of a second player into the path of Seibu. Only defence you give him it, perhaps it came at him a little quickly. Yusuf Afif. Cut out, Seibu back to Thomas Crape. Kelly. Cederberg into Palace. Hurry back to Towie. Cederberg. Kelly. Down the channel. Seibu charging after it. Gives it back to Cederberg. Well played there. And Connor Kelly. Sané still with fight in him. And a very important block there to stop a fifth going in. Corner's given short. Great. Onto his left foot. And the centre back looking to get his name on the score sheet for the first time in the league this year, but well wide. Afif into Yusuf Afif. Taneda. Afif. Malloy. Look to find Taneda. Cut out by Gray once again. Palace. Seibu dispossessed by Stevens. Can't imagine we'll get a huge amount of stoppage time here. So Lansdowne winning early today, and the Pancyprians also passing the test. It's up to Hoboken next, and again we'll have that live on Game and Frame. That's going to be a 4 p.m. kickoff, so kicking off very shortly. Here's Connor Kelly. Finds Devon Hinu, and the flag will go up. Following. Towie with interception. Seibu, that's a sharp spin. And he's shaping up for a spectre shot there. Sané took it off his toe. And he did really well there. And it's a Sané. Yusuf Afif. He's got Tanada on his left, slightly under, hit the pass, and Towie with the interception. Afif. Now Seibu, it's a 2-on-1. This could be an opportunity for the fifth here. Braden Brown, New York International, really short at the back. Brown against Stevens, onto his left foot. Braden Brown, Stevens got a slight touch in it. It's still Brown. And Stevens defended that really, really well. Even with the heavy legs, able to keep up with the light-footed Brown. And put it out for a corner. Could have been much worse. So we tick into the final minute of the 90. Swung in towards the far post, Gilden with the punch. Alex Pallas off the line by Sané. And that is the final action of the match. The Pancyprians finishing 4-0 winners here. All goals coming in the first half. International showing lots of spirit and backbone in that second period. With the lack of subs and the scoreline, they still kept fighting and prevented a bad situation from getting a lot worse. Interesting look at the much changed Pancyprian squad. Certainly the subs in the first half made their impression, or their new signings, excuse me. Jack Steinrod with a debut hat-trick. Bermudez influential. Didn't quite click in the same way in the second period, but still lots of season left to go. Well guys, don't go now. We'll see if we can get ourselves a post-match interview, and also a reminder, we're going to have Hoboken against CPR kicking off very soon, also in the APSL Metro Conference.
From soccer fields across the USA to the legendary stadiums of Spain and Portugal, for 40 years, Petrobax has been the go-to expert for group travel to Spain and Portugal. We organize soccer group trips from start to finish. Flights, hotels, transportation, and guided tours, all perfectly coordinated by our experienced team. Your trip can include attending La Liga and Portuguese Primeira Liga games, matches against local teams, pro training sessions, and even tournaments. As true experts in Spain and Portugal, we'll ensure you also experience the rich history, vibrant culture, and incredible food these countries are famous for. Celebrating 40 years of crafting unforgettable journeys to Spain and Portugal. Petrobax, your team, your passion, your trip to Spain and Portugal starts here.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats out and to put my cleats back in. I think it's an essential part of my outfit for soccer, and it helps keep all my stuff organized and stink-free.
A quality highlight reel is crucial for college and pro recruitment. A lot of services offer generic solutions, but at Game & Frame we know every player is unique and needs a personalised approach to win over coaches. Our process is simple. We work with any footage, and if you need help finding your best plays, we'll review games for you. Once we've finished, you'll have a reel you can upload to any recruitment platform. We've helped hundreds of players get the attention they deserve, including placements in Division 1 programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential. Hey guys, I'm here with Jack Stainrod. Jack, dream debut, eh?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Couldn't ask for much more. Solid performance from the team, and nice to get all 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah. Very new look, Pancyprian side. You guys got a lot of new signings. You're obviously one of them. How do you feel like you guys did overall? Because obviously there's a lot of gelling that needed to happen today.
No, I thought it was good. I thought we broke it down pretty early on. There was a couple of lads that didn't know names like myself. I didn't know anyone, but we got welcomed into the team straight away. And to be honest, once the football was flowing, it sort of takes over. So it was good. It was good fun.
I know from watching you last time at the Rough Riders, you're good at getting yourself in the right place at the right time, but you need the service. Were you happy with your level of service today?
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, George was doing some great runs in behind, and it makes it so much easier when they put it on a plate. It's hard to miss. So I thought the boys, all credit to them for the goals today.
Fantastic. Well, Jack, great performance.
Thank you very much.
Sure, it's going to be the first of many goals that we're going to see in the next few months. Yeah, all right.
Thank
Take care,
you.
mate.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
all right. All right, guys. I think that's just about going to do us here at Queen's College. A big thank you to the Pancyprian Freedoms for bringing us down here to stream the game. Thank you to Josh Ojokru for doing great work behind camera. Thanks to our sponsor, Umbro. Thank you to all of you for watching. A reminder, we've got Hoboken that should be kicking off in just a few minutes. That's going to be on a separate live stream event, also on Game and Frame YouTube. And to see our full schedule, you can go to Instagram. But for now, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays.